Welcome to episode number 1 on ThisVsThat. Today we're going to talk about solid state drives, hard drives, Mac versus PC, glass screen versus matte screen, and today's YouTube user question. Let's go. So, solid state drive versus hard drives. What is a solid state drive? A solid state drive is basically a hard drive with no moving parts. So when you look at a hard drive, normally it'll say 7200 or 5400. I think even now they have a 10,000 RPM hard drive. And so what that means is rotations per minute. And so if it says 7,500 RPM, that means that every minute it has 77,500 top speed. That's the maximum amount of speed. And that could take down your battery life. It creates a lot of heat in laptops. And it has to do a lot with opening up an application, launching your operating system when you turn on. So when you have a faster hard drive, your operating system or your computer will boot a lot faster. So solid state drive versus hard drive. In the speed comparison, the solid state drive definitely gets it because there's no moving parts. In the heat comparison, again, the solid state drive wins this category. So heat. When we're talking about heat, we're talking about is basically in laptops. In laptops, you really want to minimize as much heat as possible. And so solid state drives practically let out any heat. They don't release any heat because there's no moving parts within the device. So if you have an iPod Touch or any new iPod, those are all basically mini solid state drives because there's no moving parts in it. Now, if let's say you have an iPod video, the 30 gig or 60 gig, that actually is a whole hard drive moving. And sometimes you could actually hear it like click. And that's because inside is a mini hard drive and it's just spinning and spinning. And that's how you listen to your music. A solid state drive is basically, when you have those little flash drives, or a thumb drive, and you plug it into the USB, that's kind of what that is. There is no moving parts. It's just information coming right off of it. So your operating system will boot faster, and there's going to be less heat coming out of it. Now, battery life, solid state drive wins in this category also. And the reason why this is because we're talking about basically laptop, on this laptop comparison of battery life. There's no moving parts, so it uses less energy, which is good. So in laptops, you'll find it better to have a solid state drive if you're concerned about battery. It shouldn't be too much. It doesn't really absorb too much battery, but it does affect the battery. Durability. A lot of netbooks, high-end netbooks, will come standard with a solid state drive. And that's because since there's no moving parts, it can actually handle being dropped. You could drop it a lot harder without it getting crushed or damaged. It's a lot sturdier than a regular hard drive. The price comparison, in this category, the hard drive wins because right now, hard drives are so cheap. I mean, you go get out a 1 terabyte for $80, $90. You can't do that with a solid state drive. For an 80 gig solid state drive, I think it's like $250. It's a big comparison. Is it worth it? You bet it is, because the speed and everything about it is worth it. Now, the reason why it's so expensive is because it's pretty much new technology. It just came out, and so it's every time something new comes out, it's more expensive. Hard drives really didn't start getting cheap until now, so it took a long time for hard drives to get cheap. But again, it is worth it. If you're looking for an upgrade, if your computer's a little slow, I'd recommend solid state drive if you're maxed out on your RAM, because it'll definitely make a difference. So on your left, you have a solid state drive, and on your right, you have a hard drive. So you can definitely tell the size and just looking at it, the difference between it. So if you look at the hard drive on your right, you can see the disc. It looks like a little disc. That's the thing that, in a little, like a record player needle thing on top of it, that's basically what reads off the circular thing. Solid state drives are the size of notebook hard drive. So if you look in your laptop and you take out your hard drive, that's about the same size. That's the size of a solid state drive. I don't know if they get bigger. Like as time goes on, maybe they'll make them bigger or about the same size as hard drives, so they can hold more space. I don't know how that works exactly, but right now that's the size of a solid state drive. All right, next thing, Mac versus PC. So this is a big thing that I really don't want to get into. This is probably the last time I want to really talk about this. So on your top left, you're going to look and find the key. The C is very good, the R is alright, and the triangle is bad. So in the Mac category for speed and PC, the Mac and PC both got very good. Now, I'm pretty sure you Mac fanboys don't want to hear this. You always say, hey, first off, let me claim this. I'm a Mac fanboy, but I've been on both sides, and I know from using a PC and using a Mac, I know exactly, I could compare the two, really. So, speed-wise, we're going to compare Windows 7 and Mac OS X Snow Leopard. Excuse me, guys, sorry. So, basically, as far as speed, I know for sure Mac people aren't going to want to hear this, but Windows 7 is very fast. It's almost as fast as Mac OS X. It's still pretty heavy, but it's a lot better than Vista, and it's a lot better than Windows XP. They've done a good job with it, and you have to give Microsoft brownie points for even trying, because Vista just was awful. Reliability, they both got a very good in that category also. You probably not want to hear this, but Windows 7 is very reliable. They made a lot of improvements, and I know that when they launch the next service pack, it's going to be even better. There's a lot of competition now. You can't really compare Leopard and Vista. That's really not fair, because Windows Vista really sucks. I think that even PC fanboys can agree with that. As far as viruses, Mac is very good. PC is alright. Alright, so everyone always says, hey, Macs are better because they don't get viruses. Well, if you're the person that says they don't get viruses at all, then you are completely wrong, and you really don't know much about computers or Macs. Macs do get viruses. Let's just face it, they get viruses. But the reason why they don't get viruses as easily as PCs is because PCs, there's more of them. And the people who create viruses are actually creating viruses for the majority of computers. They don't want to take out the small portion of it. They want to take out the mass majority of computers. And so they target the PC. So that's why there's less viruses for the Mac. But if you are running a PC, they actually go to Windows or Microsoft.com and download their security thing. And it's very good. It's free. I liked it because I barely knew it was even running. I had it on my Windows set with Windows 7. I really didn't even know it was running. So that's kind of a good thing. I had McAfee, and I could tell when it's running. It slowed down the computer. I forgot what it's called. I'll put it in a side link for you to download. User-friendly. They both got very good. I know. Yes, they got very good. Mac and PC, Windows 7, and